Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. We have Kunal Bothra who's joining us on the technicals, and also on the technicals, we also have Nilesh Jain who's joining us on the show. Good morning, Kunal, once again, and good morning to you, Nilesh. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And today is the techie special of Buy Now, Sell Now. We already have started taking the queries. Then let me take this one. Is coming in from Bimal from Rajkot, and he wants to know about L&T Finance. Nilesh, what's your take on this one? He has 500 shares at a price of 150 rupees per share. What's the short to medium term view, and what's the target for the next 6 months?
Well, after a recent correction that we have seen in this particular stock, I think it is approaching near its multi-month support zone that is placed somewhere around 160. So at current level, the risk and reward looks favorable for a pullback. That is what we are expecting from here. And on the upside, 174, 180 kind of levels we might see from a short to medium term point of view. So I think if somebody is already holding the long position, can stay put, keeping a stop loss somewhere around 160, and we may see a kind of a rebound with this particular stock towards 135 to 180.
That's the take coming in on L&T Finance. But moving on to the next counter then, and this one is on HAL. Kunal, help us with your take on HAL, because Jay Krishnan has been holding the stock from a price of 4,860 rupees. He has a medium-term outlook on this one. What to do next? Can he go ahead and average at this price point?
See, at least the worst for many of these defense stocks, I think now seems to be behind, or major part of the worst for these stocks in terms of the price downtrend. Now these stocks are in the process of building some consolidative range, price trends for themselves. So the price trends for HAL is now seemingly should be much better than what it was in the last 3-4 months of this sharp correction the stock had seen. I would believe that a buy on dips should be a good approach. 43.50 approximately is a good support point. In case if the stock happens to retest those levels, that could be a level where you should look to buy or average.
All right, so that's the take coming in on HAL. Let me take this next query coming in from Hamza. Wants to know about KRBL. Average price is 297. Wants to know whether it makes sense to go ahead and buy some more at current price. Nilesh, you think KRBL makes sense now to add some more in the portfolio?
I think one should rather wait for some more dip towards 285 to 280. That's the ideal buying range for this particular stock. And also on the upside, we are witnessing a constant supply near its 200-day moving average, which is currently placed at 306. So till the time it doesn't take out decisively the levels of its 200-day moving average, we might see some consolidation to continue. But if somebody is looking to make a fresh entry, I think it is better to buy on dip. That's kind of structure what we are witnessing here. So 280 to 285 could be a good entry point as far as KRBL long position is concerned, and 270 should be the stop loss for the longs.
The next query that I have is coming in on Hindustan Copper, and Nilesh, what's your view on this one? Because Jeff from Mumbai is holding 1,000 shares from a price of 352 rupees. Is that a hold or sell at this price point?
Hold. First of all, if you look at overall all the metal counters as a whole, we are witnessing a good momentum in the metal space. So Hind Copper, which is currently at 316, has a good support near about 300. So that should be the stop loss for the long position, and we might see a gradual up move in this particular stock towards 330 to 350. And 350 is the major barrier. Till the time that level is not taken off on the upside, we may see some profit taking as well. So from current level, we can expect a pullback, but keep a stop loss below 300 for the longs.
Take this next query coming from Satyaveni. Wants to know about HCC, 1,500 shares at a price of 52 rupees per share. Wants to know to hold, average, or look to exit. What's your take coming in on this one, HCC, Kunal?
I would suggest to hold on to the stock. I think again over here the stock seems to be forming a base at levels of 38, 39 approximately. It's for the first time I think it's shown some signs of recovery in the last 1 week, 10 days. And now I think at 40, 41 levels, I would probably believe that it's an attractive territory where you can look to hold if possible. And if you have the risk appetite, I think you should look to even average further.
All right, the next query that I have, Nilesh, is coming in on ABSL AMC, wherein Gautam from Mumbai wants to know the technical take on this particular stock. What I can see is that just a couple of days back, the stock did see a good move. But for now, is this a good time to yet again buy this particular stock? What's your view on this?
A couple of days back, we saw good numbers from HDFC, AMC, and we saw kind of a spurt in all the AMC stocks. So ABSL, AMC, if we look at the broader structure for this particular
The stock
stock,
that
which
we
is
are
looking
discussing
strong.
is ABSL AMC. If you can help us with your take on ABSL AMC, that is Aditya Birla AMC.
Right. So I was talking about ABSL AMC, similar to HDFC AMC. The structure looks positive here as well, and we have seen a gradual up move in this particular stock. And from here, we expect a further up move to continue towards 800 to 850. So these are the short to medium term levels on the upside we might see. And buy and decline should be the strategy. If somebody is already holding the long position, can keep a trail, let's say near about 700. So view is positive on all AMC stocks, and ABSL AMC looks strong.
On all the AMC stocks, that includes also ABSL. On that note, we'll slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, and let's keep it going with all your stock related queries then. And the next query that I have, Kunal, is coming in from Sangeeta from Pune, and she wants a suggestion on any of the hotel counters that you find attractive at this price point, where she can go ahead and invest for the next couple of years.
So I think Chalet Hotel is something which I believe looks attractive at current levels. Indian Hotel, of course, the stock which has done exceptionally well, but I still believe that it's now found its very strong longer term uptrend back. So I think in that sense, even Indian hotels could be a good buy on dips. The other hotels, the likes of Lemon Tree, Taj GVK, etc., these stocks are somewhere below their longer term averages, which means that the trend for these stocks are still into either a sideways or a downtrend. So I believe out of the hotel stocks as of now, the two names which are looking attractive, Indian hotels, and I think Lemon Tree is what I mentioned earlier. Chalet Hotel is what I mentioned earlier.
All right, too many hotel stocks. I think you are already making weekend plans, looks like it. That's why you got confused in the names of the hotels, Kunal. But let me take the next query of Korean to Nilesh. Nilesh, Korean has IndusInd Bank, about 100 shares at a price of 1,560 rupees per share. He's been holding on to this for the last 1 year. Should he look to book losses, average, or hold for one more year? What's your take coming in on IndusInd Bank on the charts?
Well, we have seen a lot of underperformance from the IndusInd Bank in the recent times, and after recent correction, the stock has currently reached to its multi-month low. So ideally, the advice here should be to exit on pullbacks, not advisable to exit at current level because a pullback is very much due. So if at all we see any pullback towards 1450 to 1500, use it as a exit opportunity and shift to the better space, better counters like ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, or maybe State Bank of India could be the preferred bet within the banking space. So IndusInd Bank overall major structure is not looking that promising. Can be exited on pullbacks.
The next query that I have, Kunal, is coming in from Meetu from Gwalior, and she wants an advice on IRB InvIT. That is, and she is holding 1,000 shares of this one at a price of 66 rupees on this particular counter. She wants an advice and your view for the next 6 months to 2 years, maybe.
So IRB InvIT, I think that's a chart which is actually looking into a more downtrend, because today also I think the stock has managed to break below a major support level, which was just around the 61 odd mark. So I think at current levels the charts look weak. If you're looking to buy these stocks and after a severe downtrend, of course the charts for many of these stocks would look a lot more somber. But if you're looking to buy these stocks, then wait out for a point when these stocks break past about their recent swing highs. That could be, I think, for IRB InvIT, maybe at levels of 64.5 to 66 odd marks. So I think if the stock manages to break past, that's the first sign of a confirmation that a downtrend could be at a reversal stage, and the stock may start a strong uptrend.
All right, then on that note, we slip into a break on this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned. More on the other side. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now on ET Now. Let's continue taking your queries then. This next one is coming from Anju, writing to us from Dubai. Kunal, this one is for you. She has 1,800 shares of SAIL at a price of around 154 rupees per share. She wants to know whether she should average, sell or hold. And 235 shares of APL Apollo at a price of around, I think, 158 rupees per share. I'm not sure if it's that. No, I think it is 1,500 and something 8 is the end number. There is a typo in between. So what's your take?
Yeah, that's great. So I think for sale, I'll actually go for a contra buy on sale at current levels. If you've bought at 150 plus levels, I think it's a very good time for you to look to average. Now I understand that sale comes from the metal stock sector, which is a very high beta space. But I think at current levels, looking at the longer term charts, I think there's likely to be a much more positive outlook for these metal stocks over the next 6 months to 1 year. Since you are a long-term investor, I would suggest to average sale at current levels so that you can drop down your cost price to say somewhere close to 138 approximately. And for APL Apollo also, I think at current levels, the stock is looking attractive, forming a bullish flag formation on the charts on the daily time frame. I would believe that the stock should be good for 1700 plus mark over the next 12 to 18 months. So would suggest an average or a buy as well for APL Apollo.
That's the take on APL Apollo. But Kunal, once again coming to you, because Shiva from Chennai specifically wants your take and advice on Adani Ports. He has bought 450 shares at a price of 1500 rupees. He's stuck in this one. What to do next, and how do you see the stock moving ahead?
See, it's not a bad stock, but it's just that the last 3-4 months we've seen the stock going through a grind. And fortunately, I think Adani Ports is one of the I would say relatively lowest beta stock from the Adani stable. So I think in that sense, it's a good stock to hold on to. Yes, the stock in the last 2-3 months has gone through a correction, but I believe that whenever the recovery starts off, Adani Ports is a quality name and could probably come back also pretty soon. So I think you should hold on to the stock if you're a long-term investor. Would look out for targets in the range of 1600 plus.
All right. On that note, thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Nilesh, for joining us on the show and taking all of our viewer questions.
There comes a time when your heart calls for you to arise. Plant your feet solid into the ground. Decide your own limits, and then break right through them. Become something more. It's my time to rise.